Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Oh, fine.
Pretty good.
Kind of cold.
They get a big old machete for Christmas.
That's interesting.
Yes, yes.
Someone wanted to have a horror Christmas, I assume.
Horror
Here.
Christmas?
Nick, have this machete and this mask for Christmas.
No, it's a machete and a hatchet.
But no mask.
Interesting presents.
We'll call you
No,
Mason.
I'm a big fan of bladed weaponry.
Is that on your resume?
No.
We are also fans of bladed weaponry here in this house.
Yeah, it's like an 18-inch blade machete.
Wait, Neal, what happened with Twig here? Why
What?
are you scolding Twig?
Oh, outside. It doesn't matter. We'll deal with it later. Anyway, so let's go around the table and introduce
Neal,
our
are
characters.
you watching Greg's stream?
Of course not. Let's introduce our new characters because we have one. Who is
One.
Jane? And is she plain?
Sorry, what was the second part?
Is she plain?
No, probably not. But
Plain
well,
Jane.
she's another elf.
Oh. Is that
she
3 for
has-
you now?
The first one was a half elf.
Okay, that's 2.5
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, exactly.
2.5 elves.
Anyways, she has a kind of a like red cape and an embroidered green shirt and a long blue skirt with a sword belt. But the sword belt has a short sword on it and a dagger.
Played Guathir. Get down.
Nice.
Why did you not tell me Jane was an elf?
Other than that, she's like fairly, average height for an elf and all that. Black hair, green eyes, and
What-
if you were
class?
standing too close to her, she it smells like mint.
What class is she?
You'll find out.
Oh, no.
Only in Shenanigans can you get away with telling your DM, I'm not going to tell you about my character yet.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the class or the stats or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
All right, I believe you.
We don't know if she's going to survive the first 5 minutes.
Fair.
All right. And next up, we have Simon reprising Victor. Our
Hello,
long-
everyone. Victor is gonna make one last appearance, and before he decides that he is going to kill his brother and inherit the land, his father.
You don't think that you've done enough to earn the land? You have to kill him.
I mean,
done.
insurance, right? You never know.
I mean, I hope you're ready to pay what those 10,000 copper that it costs to assassinate a noble if you want us to do it.
It's
Oh,
not
was it
only
100,000
100
copper?
gold.
Was it
I
copper?
think I have enough
Copper?
resources to.
It's expensive.
Let me look up the cost of assassinating a noble.
And those are rough guidelines, remember. Broadly
Yeah.
speaking.
To be
Yeah.
fair, in Shenanigans you can get basically, kill the king for what? I have this shiny
kill the
button
king.
and 50 gold, and we'll do it.
There's often
Next up,
You have my
Bastian
eternal gratitude.
playing,
Those are often pretty
playing Big
accurate.
Bad Kane. Tell us about yourself, Bastian.
I mean, it's an old one character. I mean, almost 2 years old. At least, I mean, since character creation, the character itself is far older than 2 years.
Right.
In Shenanigans years, that's like 100 years old.
It's an ancient
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Big Bad Kane, the mercenary, who is neutral dark side because someone decided he has an aura of the dark side around
Oh, yeah.
him. Simply because he's called Bad Kane. And he is physically, he's OP. SL.
Yes.
And I mean, yeah, he is a human. He's quite tall, has this big white brimmed head, has this it's just ominous, which rather comes from not from him being actually bad, but more from his 4 charisma. He smells of perfume, and soap the whole time. Often because he likes to keep clean. Yeah. And he has a lot of knives and sickles. He's a professional.
Knives and sickles for days.
For days. For weeks, you might
Nice.
say.
Last but not least, we have Nick playing Doreen. Who's Doreen?
Doreen is the handsy blinking cleric of fear.
Wonderful. All
I
right.
have to specify that she blinks, unlike Zen.
Right. And by handsy, you don't mean she's touching everybody. You mean she's covered in animated hands.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Which
Yes.
is probably, we
Although
can't
she
tell if
was
that's
very handsy
worse.
with-
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's all hop into Shenanigans. Here is everyone's favorite bar. Tavern, pub, ale house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also the only one of note. I
Yeah.
think Joey's is around, but you guys are banned from Joey's.
Oh, fuck him.
You could also say that it's a building of questionable architecture.
It's just, it doesn't
the
make
stairs
sense.
The stairs go right up into the wall, but actually lead into a second story somehow.
Yeah, the weirder thing is that the bedrooms are actually where the stairs are, and somehow the stairs comes out on the side. There's
Yeah,
gotta be
it's-
some like magical trickery, or maybe the stairs just take like a turn partway up, and it's just not represented on the map. I'm not sure
Or
which one it
maybe
is.
this is just a demon house.
It could just be a murder house.
I mean, it's a bit like the TARDIS from Doctor Who.
You know.
it is. That's true. That's true. So, where do you guys all want to sit? All right.
Probably sitting like. Are we sitting in the corner? Are we sitting in the corner, really?
I think you guys are sitting in the corner again, as always.
Alright. Desmond.
I have no problem with it.
Desmond, your finest wine bottle, please.
Jane's just kind of sitting there
Right away.
looking around at everyone. Cheerfully.
In walks, before Desmond can even return the wine bottle, a tall man in a dark button-up trench coat, wide-brimmed hat that's low over his eyes. He's got a short sword at his side that kind of clangs against the chain mail that he wears. And he immediately walks right up to your table.
As soon as he walks in, like Big Bear kind of looks over. I like his style.
Yeah, it's like the same.
Hey, are we here to laugh or are we here to do something serious?
But
I
I
don't
who are
know.
mean,
Who are
laughing's
you?
good, right?
I like to giggle.
I'm looking for some hard-hitting sons of bitches who are ready to save the world.
I mean, how much are you paying us?
I can
50
try.
gold and a shiny button. I need you to kill the
no.
king.
Are you crazy? Those are
No.
not even close to standard rates for saving the world.
We all
For
get a
killing
button,
a
right?
noble, those are standard rates. I need the
No.
king dead.
No.
Wait, what
king?
exactly do you want?
I
Not
want
kill-
you to
we're
kill
not
the
killing-
king for 50 gold and a shiny button.
We're
I was
not killing
told
the
that this
king.
was the place I could come to get the king killed for 50 gold and a shiny button.
Wait, no, the Dragus has a king, right? Or does
Sure,
he?
whatever.
No, wait, didn't Dragus have a queen?
Whatever. That's an unimportant detail.
Wait, okay.
We don't even know what timeline we're in.
Do you mean which king do you mean?
Are you saying I
king of
can't
Akuba,
the
king
Drekis, the monarch of Drekis, murdered. 50 gold and a shiny button. It's a really shiny button.
Wait.
No.
Do we all get the button, or can I lay claim to that?
It can be yours.
I disagree.
So you're openly admitting that you want someone to kill the king.
You're saying you don't want to do it for 50 gold and a shiny button? I had it on good faith. That's what happened here.
I
Slowly starts to back out
of.
of the room.
I feel like we need to arrest you.
I feel like we would get more than 50 gold, for simply arresting for turning you in.
I mean, it's obviously a madman. Just, let him go. Who cares, really?
He backs out of the building and disappears down the street.
It's not worth our time.
I mean,
Desmond brings you your bottle of wine.
Thank you, Desmond.
Desmond, also some of your finest ale for the other two. For us three here.
He will go do it himself. You don't see Lord Glibglob anywhere.
Oh god.
Desmond's having to wait dishes himself. My world's coming to an end.
Neal, you see, you can't have us kill the king because then somehow Lord Glibglob is going to ascend the throne.
I want to make a point that you can't just kill nobles for 50 gold and a shiny button. I was hurt by that comment. I need to vindicate myself.
It's like, oh, what a weird guy. I mean, if he wanted us to kill something that is flying, I would have complied. I mean, I have this, and he kind of holds this small 3-inch long golden anchor that he has. I forgot totally he had that. It's the magical item that just stops something in midair. I mean, get me onto a dragon. I will show it what I can do. Imagine that, just sitting onto a dragon, throwing this over it, and it just stops midair. Wonderful.
This
Can you,
time
like,
the door
jump
opens. Oh, go
And
ahead.
stop yourself and jump and stop yourself and jump and stop yourself.
No, you have to be on something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you
that's
need like
alright.
a skateboard and you need to do like a stick ollie.
But I think it has to be a flying device or creature, so maybe I don't know what the skateboard of yours is, but I assume it has something to do with standing on a board while moving.
It's an elf
Build a
thing.
really big paper airplane.
Now I'm imagining that they're
Skateboards
just
are an elf thing.
so now I'm just imagining they're elves like with baseball caps, like flip backside, just skating around through the woods of silver.
Sure.
Like they're skating on branches, like they're doing tricks.
Like Tarzan.
Yeah.
The youth culture of silver.
yeah. I can see it. No.
I mean, they've got like 100 years to be kids. I mean,
Yeah, like, and
I mean, you can-
you'll have a bong break, after they're done skating, so it's perfect.
all right.
A young woman dressed in the clothes of servants, maybe like a handmaiden or something, is standing at your table. You didn't really even see her come in. You're too busy chatting about skateboards and tree branches, and all of a sudden, like, the conversation dies down, and there's this woman, like, just a few feet away from you, standing patiently waiting for an opening in the conversation.
Oh,
What do
hi.
you want?
My lady would like to speak to you all. I have it on good authority, she says, pointing to Desmond, that you four are the most capable people in this tavern.
Big Mac kind
you
of
would be
reaches
correct.
over and kind of grabs her shoulder and just kind of touch. All right, you're not a whisper ghost.
Oh,
We
that's
had
fair.
that already.
Be
I heard that was a problem. Real
be
bad problem.
respectful. This is the handmaiden of a lady.
Oh, shut up! You know nothing. We were once tricked by a wisp by thing that looked just like a lady. Just basically lured us into the swamps and killed one of the greatest warriors here.
Right. Who is your lady?
She awaits outside in her carriage.
Oh,
Is she a lady of these lands?
She is waiting for you to approach.
Okay. All right.
All right.
all right.
Fine.
Desmond, make that ale to go.
Yeah, like
Desmond gets out some paper bags and starts putting ale glasses in paper bags and hands one to each of you.
I'll just take the bottle,
Does Shenanigans have a logo that is on those paper bags?
He gets out a pen and starts writing on the side of them. Big bad Kane. Simon puts like an extra strawberry in Simon's, starts writing things on, like your parents would do when they send you to school.
Okay,
Nice.
I'm going to tip Desmond like 4 gold.
Oh,
I
wow.
happily take my lunch bag.
Thank you, Desmond. The lunch, the lunch bag that's just ale.
Yeah, just ale.
Hey, that was probably lunch back in the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Well, if you had actual food with it, then yes.
You know, like nobility used to drink, I think, warm ale or because you couldn't drink the water.
How could you chill it? I mean,
you could drink the water.
It was
but
room temperature.
depends on
You
where
could
live.
drink the water, but it would make you sick because no one thought of boiling it back
Yeah,
in the
you
time.
don't drink the water, but you could, but you don't.
Yeah.
You have a very wrong impression of the medieval ages. Son. Of course, I knew about boiling water.
Anyway,
We'll get back to
chilling,
this conversation later.
About chilling, you'd use like a root cellar.
yeah, it'll be colder, but it won't be like.
Yeah, it'll be just below room temperature, but it's still.
And just imagine, Bastian, the medieval ages are very different, like depending on what country you're in.
That's true. And where you are in the level.
Yeah.
That's true.
All
If
right.
only we had Rob here. He could tell us all about it.
Poor
But could you trust anything he said?
I mean, he is the historian.
Yeah. He might be a historian. He might have knowledge, but does he then regurgitate it accurately, or
Alright.
does he regurgitate it to make obscure points that no one gets until 10 minutes later?
All right.
Until they actually check it, yeah.
Another point. I'm the one studying history here. So yes, I am that person. I'm
not
that
right.
person now.
All right. So, do you all take your to-go bags and you head out? And sure enough, there's a big carriage with like white painted sides on it, brass decorations all over the place. The window, what do you call them? Curtains are drawn inside, so you can't see anyone there. There's 4 horses pulling it, a driver on the front, who you notice was wearing chain mail under like a really bulky cloak and has a short sword at his side, but like not strapped to his waist. Looks like he's an armed individual trying to sort of like pass as a regular unarmed driver.
Okay.
Hello there, ordinary citizen.
I give him tips on how he could better disguise himself.
What are your tips?
They're
important.
Just a tip?
Maybe tips on how to hide the armor a little better. Oh my god.
He shifts and pulls his cloak further around and tries to ignore
Like, if you-
everything that you've said.
Like if you move that stuff a little bit, you can make yourself look chubby. It helps.
Narrows his
What is
eyes at you.
the proper etiquette here? Like, she's in the carriage, like, are we just invited inside? Like, how do you...
Yeah, I mean, maybe like a knock on the door. Something
I
polite.
guess the handmaid kind of like, she will announce us, right? So like, I'm get like.
Yeah, if you come out and you just wait outside of the wagon, she will go over to it and give like a quick
I'm
rap
not
on
knocking,
it.
like, yeah, like I'm not knocking.
Yeah.
I'm a noble. I'm not knocking on anyone's door,
Perfect.
And I'm just
Yeah.
standing, kind of looking at the pretty cart.
She opens the carriage door for you after a quick pass between the windows and motions for you all to hop in.
I look to see if everyone else in the party is going for it.
Of course.
Bad King just shrugs and steps in.
Sure,
Alright.
Doreen in a confined space. Sure.
Alright.
It's going to be a tight squeeze to fit the 4 of you plus the lady in this wagon. It's really only meant to sit 4, but now it's sitting 5, including a big bad cane. So it's a tight squeeze.
Okay, to be fair, we got a big bad cane and then little Doreen, so it equals out.
That's
Doreen
true.
also has.
But
You
Doreen's
honestly-
bulky. She's got chainmail and hands.
Not chainmail.
Oh, plate mail?
Plate.
Yes.
Doreen can
That
sit
makes
in
my
the-
point
Even
even
worse.
more. In the wagon is a richly dressed woman. Let me see if I can get an age for you here.
Aw. I was expecting Neal to just have like a wig that he was grabbing from us.
It's a woman in her 50s. She's about, 5'8" or something, so a little bit tall. Average weight and everything. She's got fine features, perfectly done makeup, fantastic jewelry, fantastic hair, fantastic boots.
But you're saying she's in her 50s, but she has like done her makeup very well, so she's actually like in her 60s or something.
And it's the medieval times, so she's basically in a coffin already.
Right.
Yes.
Can I get anyone have a history or a not cartography? What do you call it?
Heraldry?
That's the one.
I do.
Give me history, preferably heraldry checks, but if lacking that, we can do a history check with some penalty.
27.
Oh, Victor, I'm just gonna PM you something, all right?
I have appraisal.
That's not the same thing.
I have a
How much is this old woman worth?
my outfit cost 55 gold. How much was hers?
It's worth money.
Discord PM.
Neal, I have anatomy. Does that help?
It does not help you, but you can identify that she is a woman.
Okay.
Kind
With the
of
net.
I know how to use a rope.
I elbow.
I have taxidermy.
I kind of like. I gently elbow everyone, and I do a bow, kind of like like a very respectful bow, and Your Highness.
All right, what do you want?
I bow, looking confused.
Be respectful. This is
I attempt to bow in this space.
Big Bad kind is not even to attempt it. I'm going to attempt that.
Your Majesty, in what manner have you summoned us here?
Oh wow, that guy should have come a bit later. Don't worry about it. It was someone who wanted to kill you for like 50 gold.
Frequent thing.
He seemed weird.
Is that?
And the
why
shiny
we're
button.
here? Are your life in danger, Your Highness?
No, not at all.
Clearly, there's somebody trying to kill her for 50 gold and a button.
Well, I'm not too concerned about anyone who would be hired for 50 gold
I mean,
and a button.
to be fair, if we were so crazy to agree to that, that would have been a surprise.
What I do need you to do is kill my husband.
Oh god.
Oh.
I hope. Wait. I have the rates here. Let me see. So for killing a low-rank noble, it's about 2,500.
She stares bullet like daggers into your head. We were like, hold on, standard rate for murdering a noble. And she's looking at you like, what the fuck, you piece of shit. You're like taking this like a casual everyday transaction at a drive-in murder theater? What is this nonsense?
For charisma.
I swear I know nothing about this. Although if you could throw a shiny button in.
Excuse my party members. They're not used to dealing with.
Oh please! I fought a purple worm. Nothing can surprise me anymore.
Well, this is much different. Perhaps I should do the talking here.
Oh yeah, the king is probably not going to try to eat me.
I imagine he would not.
The queen just like raps on the door a little bit, and the handmaiden comes over to the door where she's sitting, and she opens it, and she's like, "You got the good ones, right?" The girl nods and says, "I was assured these are the four very finest men, adventurers here." The queen nods and shuts the door again.
While she kind of talks with the handman in the background, you see like Big Bag kind of opening the paper bag, taking the ale out and sipping on it.
Your Majesty.
My queen. Okay.
Your Majesty. To be fair, anyone who can act this way in the presence of a noble is confident in themselves.
Lovely.
I can attest their prowess in battle. It's only rivaled by their uncouthness, I suppose.
I mean,
hopefully rivaled by their subtlety and ability to blend in without being seen and kill a high-ranking noble without attracting attention.
Doreen here is a very able spellcaster.
You probably have the wrong person for blending in here.
Who? What?
Big Bad King?
I'm sure your companion's skill sets will cover for your...
To be fair, if you want me to kill someone, I can do that. Just give me a target, and I can do it from 300 yards.
Good. Can you do it without it making it look like a murder?
Give me a knockout arrow, and I can do it.
My husband has as the way with many noble marriages, we never really saw eye to eye, and we ran our lives in tandem, but parallel and separate. His proclivities have been getting him into some amount of trouble, which is threatening to bring ruin onto our family name.
That doesn't sound good.
He needs to disappear quietly and quickly, without drawing any attention.
Silently into the night.
Yes, or, quickly off a tall wall or something. Anything that would make it look like an accident. Or
which
natural causes.
Is the king going out of town? Or, is this supposed to be...
Oh no, we'll have to do this in the castle.
Oh, wait, I know a way to get us into the castle.
I can get you into the castle.
Oh, right.
Can
I'm
you
the
get
queen.
us into... Yeah, she's the queen, guys.
Oh, well, it does seem a bit weird if you just get a lot of people, strangers in the castle that look a bit weird.
Well, I think I fit in.
Could you get
I mean, I
us
was not talking about you.
Your Highness, could you get us into the castle without, raising any suspicion, perhaps?
Of course.
I mean, her word goes, right? That's kind of how it goes.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah. But the queen bringing a bunch of weird-looking strangers and the king dies like a few days later.
I'm not worrying about entering, I'm worried about leaving.
Oh, I think we are just fine with that.
Right.
He kind of looks at Doreen.
Well, Your Highness, I must ask though that if this to be successful, I suppose there is a handsome reward for this particular task.
Of course.
Might I inquire what that is?
Money is no object.
Obviously.
Do you have something particular, or shall I just throw large bags of gold at you?
Well, I do happen
Who's
to
playing that sound?
I do happen to have an issue that I would like to be resolved. I have. I am a noble myself.
She gives you like the polite nod and smile of like someone who's supposed to recognize another person, but like doesn't quite.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am. I'm seen to inherit my father's house, but I have a brother that needs to be taken care of. You could
Family
say.
issues, I see.
So perhaps perhaps if your issue is resolved, my issue can be resolved. Scratch.
Yes. Yes. And what is the name of your house?
It is Van Schnaab.
Wonderful. We can see to it that your matter is resolved peaceably.
That works.
I bet he'll get sent to some Iceland or something.
You get sent to
Yes,
Caledonia.
we don't have to. My brother, if he's just out of the way,
It would be a
know
simple thing
what?
to call him up into the cavalry. A position of minor honor can be made for him. It would keep him away for years if he survives the war.
I mean, you could just send him to retake a Gold Hill. I heard there was someone here fought a dragon there.
Yeah.
Gold Hill cannot be retaken if it was never ours, but I'm not here to discuss politics. I'm here to discuss murder.
Well, that's far better, of course.
We know what Victor von Schnaab wants. What about you? She says, looking to Jane.
I'm kind of new to this particular game, but
We're all new to kingslaying.
very fair.
Well,
How about a big bag of gold for you? Will that do?
Yeah, probably. Oh,
Wonderful.
and a shiny button.
And this. Okay. She looks to Big Bad King next.
All
And
right,
you,
let me
big bag
just
of
look
gold?
through this catalog of magic items. Well, no. If I were to request anything, well, you do have a lot of resources at your command, right?
I'm the queen of Drekis, soon to be the queen of all of Arcadia.
Oh, well, how come?
Are you unaware of the war ravaging the countryside?
I mean, I heard of the war, but I didn't know that Drekis was winning.
Handedly.
Oh, I mean, if you ever need help, you find plenty of crazy people here who just have a death wish.
Is the king's actions affecting the war? Highness?
No.
Oh.
His actions are affecting his health, the health of the house, and our image and reputation. Let's just say his beak is getting a little too wet.
Right.
But if I would request anything, that's, some magical tools that would help in my profession, which involves also killing stuff.
Magical killing tools.
Well, magical armor, or some natural
Yes,
sickles.
fine. We'll take care of you. Yes. The treasury is filled with these things.
I have not a lot of use for just bare gold.
Fine. And then lastly, she looks to Doreen. And now for the first time, really looks at Doreen. And you?
I would like a decent sum of money in the property here in Berkshire.
Done.
All right. Well, it seems we have negotiated about the rewards.
Yes. Do you have any tools you need? Equipment? I shall bring around a second carriage for the four of you to sit in, and it shall follow my carriage, and we shall leave. She checks her non-existent watch in 20 minutes for the castle.
Well, I would like very much just to know if the king, except for his vices, I suppose, does he have any special interests that might be exploitable, or if it's gonna be an accident. That's what I'm saying.
He likes to drink. He likes to sleep around.
Okay.
He likes to take long morning strolls on the parapets in his
Convenient.
birthday suit.
Oh, that's very, very convenient.
I have two questions. Does he generally sleep in a room alone?
No. He usually sleeps with whatever whore he's picked up that day. Or whores.
Slight issue. And then two, does he have a balcony? And how high is it?
There are many balconies in the castle.
In his room.
Yes, it's a 30-foot drop to the cobblestones below.
Very good.
Get him a bit intoxicated. Perhaps simple push.
Now, while I can get you into the castle, the castle guard, of course, will not know who you are or what you're doing. So, weapons and armor will have to be done away with. If you're seen openly carrying either, you will be appropriately arrested and thrown into the dungeons, where there will be nothing I can do for you, and...
I mean, your guards wouldn't care much for a gardening tool, right? And he kind of shows the sickle.
You cannot
gardener.
carry the sickle through the halls of the castle.
Oh,
Gardeners are not allowed in the castle.
You do not care about, everybody has, their personal, knife, right?
I'm sure you can find a way to hide it on yourself instead of carrying it openly.
Now, does this apply to nobles, Neal? Are nobles allowed to carry?
A noble would be allowed to carry, but then you would be drawing all sorts of questions about what this noble's doing in the place. But you could open carry since you are...
But, Neal, a question about just general culture. Does everybody have like their pocket knife? You know, their tool. Like in
Not
medieval times, for
everybody.
example, everybody had kind of their pocket knife.
Many people have a knife as a tool, not a dagger. A dagger is definitely a combat weapon.
Yeah,
but
knife.
like
I'm
a
talking
knife.
of knives. Big Bad
Yeah.
can use knives.
Yeah.
For that exact reason.
Many people have knives. Still, it might not do to be openly carrying a knife, right? Like, you know, you go to meet the president of the United States and you've got like a big knife attached to your belt. Secret Service is probably gonna be kind of pissed about that. But you get a pocket knife in your pocket,
Well,
no one knows or cares.
To be fair, nowadays, not everybody has a knife at their side.
Okay, no,
I'm just
to be
saying,
fair,
like-
I'm pretty sure if you go up to the president of anywhere and you've got a knife in your pocket, they will search you and removed it.
Probably, but the point is, even if it's a normal thing, you know, like if the president's like doing a walking tour of an area, like meeting and greeting with people, and there's like a gardener who's got like his gardening trowel and like a big knife in his side, Secret Service is gonna keep him away a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
don't openly carry weapons. Don't draw attention to yourself. That's the idea. You can probably get away with some stuff if you just keep it low profile.
But you know, nobody will really know if you have like your pocket knife in your jacket or something.
Yeah. And she also looks at Doreen and says, Ahem, I believe your coat might be a little suspicious. You may wish to leave it behind.
The trophy.
Understandably. But no armor?
Correct.
Hmm,
Weapons and armor will be a dead giveaway.
very well.
I could I would be dressed probably like in fine clothes. I have pretty nice silken silken clothes. So I
And,
could probably pass off the.
Are any of you wizards? Spellcasters?
I am a cleric.
She ponders the clericness for a moment, sees your prominently displayed holy symbols.
Of fear.
Well, to be fair, she's more about overcoming fear.
No, I'm also about distilling fear in others.
I mean, yeah, but you're also about overcoming fear. You explained that sticker to
You
me
certainly give me the chills.
I'm glad. And I'm
Oh, you
also
haven't seen half
glad
of
you
it.
are able to overcome them and speak with me openly.
Hmm. Well, I'm sure you'll have to find some way to blend in. Maybe just stand behind the tall one, she says, pointing to Big Bad Cane.
But the question is still, we could be his retainers.
I leave these details to you. She knocks on the door, and the servant, the handmaiden, opens the door for you guys with like a, sweeping like time to exit.
Okay. Can I examine the handmaiden's outfit so that I can possibly recreate it later?
Absolutely. It is a fairly meek frock, just like a plain white frock with a brown coat that goes over it, some leggings hidden behind the long skirt. It's very standard, simple servant's uniform.
Cool.
And sure enough, as you guys exit, there's another carriage being pulled around behind you. This one much less impressive, but the window shades are drawn as well. And the servant goes and opens the door and has the four of you shuffle into this other cart, which is much more roomy now that there's...
The
Wait,
only-
before we go, I kind of lean over to Her Majesty's guard.
I'll return the glasses to Desmond, yes.
No, it is more about, does His Majesty have any kind of very, very favorite drink or spirit?
Whatever sits in front of him.
All
And I'll-
right, then I'll be back right in a moment. Desmond, I'll need your strongest and best drink, not...
You walk back into Shenanigans, only to find Lord Glibglob on a table holding a short sword in one hand and a flaming Molotov cocktail in the other hand, and swinging the short sword wildly at a cleric who's standing nearby with like chainmail gloves on, trying to like get in the right position to grab Glibglob.
Can I try to sneak up behind and grab the Molotov?
You also come into the tavern?
Yeah, because I want to drop off. I was going to take off my weapon belt and just put it in my room.
You can't, like, he's standing, if we go back to the bar screen, Glibglob is, where's a kobold token? I need a kobold token.
What is
Come
happening?
on. Alright, this kobold shaman is going to be Glibglob for today. I know he's not a shaman.
He basically has a fireball in his hand.
Yeah, so he's standing here on the edge of the bar,
He's on
holding
the bar.
the flaming Molotov cocktail and the short sword and kind of waving everything back and forth. Desmond is over here being like, down, Glibglob, down, and this cleric is over here going, I don't know what happened to the enchantment. Something's gone wrong. He's gone mad, everybody. And other people are kind of standing back watching carefully.
Can I run around back so that I can come through the kitchen or whatever that is?
Neal,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Neal,
like
there
that.
is a horse trough outside, right?
There is. What do you do? You get around behind him, Jane. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to grab the Molotov specifically.
Okay, give me a roll to hit and don't fuck this up. Jane could be dead before the campaign starts. Taking your life in your hands. Make me roll to hit.
Tumbling gives you a bonus to unarmed strikes or whatever,
Yes,
right?
+2.
+2, okay.
And you have back attack.
Back attack. What?
Oh my god. All right. You get the Molotov cocktail out of his hand. He will make a swing at you with his short sword. He probably hits you?
That'll hit. Doesn't clear by 5.
Okay, thank God.
Oh, that's not 18 anyway, so.
He stabs you for 4 points of damage. And that is when Desmond leaps to action and the other cleric leaps to action, and they bring him down and beat him into
Neal,
submission.
I think at that moment, because she ran to the other side, and outside Big Bad comes in with a horse trough and just pours water over it all. Oh, all right. Well, it's out now. Over all of them. Since they all pile on Glib.
Okay. You can get your tools and supplies and whatever else you need.
All right. So I want 1 bottle of Desmond's best, strongest and best drink.
Strongest
And
and
one
best are very different categories. You're like
All right,
151, but I also want
the strongest
Patron.
of the best. The strongest of the best. And one bottle of the strongest of the nastiest.
Okay. All right. He sells you 2 bottles of liquor.
Which are hopefully not the same liquor.
No. But they're like, one of them's 100 proof and one of them's 90 proof and one of them's delicious and one of them's
One of
like
them is
Sky
basically just
vodka.
cleaning alcohol.
Yeah.
I did purchase his best wine as well, like a bottle of his best wine.
Yes.
Before.
And Jane is surprised that he had a +6 to hit.
I was wondering who was going to pick up on that. Yeah.
Yeah, this.
I mean, he gets +1 for high ground, but
Of course.
Still.
still,
over.
yeah. How did Glibglob get +5 to hit? We may find out in another episode. Maybe not.
I'm just assuming he has a +5 short sword that he picked up on.
From Des. Well, no, it did only 4 damage, so.
I'll take my weapon belt off, put it away, and then I'll kind of mope over to the cleric.
Hmm. I am so sorry. I have no. Hold on, let me heal you. Oh, for the love of the gods, this was terrible.
He casts heal on you.
Kind of sniveling a little bit.
He throws 3 and then 5 HP at you, so you're good.
Okay, I'm good.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was supposed to calm his mind, and look what it did. Monster.
Oh, yeah, never mess with the kobold about that. They can get crazy.
Okay.
Huh.
Your gear gathered, everyone ready to go. You pile into your lesser wagon and trot along behind the queen's wagon for the rest of the day, making your way all the way to Wick Thron Renta, the capital we've never been to before.
Also, I will leave
Why are you guys a bear?
I actually redid the token. And then
But
we
why
just
are you
made
a bear?
You went to Bear Drop Island?
We can bear with the journey, Neal.
All right.
Or never mind.
Wonderful. You guys are bears now. So it takes you.
Don't you remember, Neal, it was in the New Sweden episode where we made a lot of bear puns at the beginning, and you chose a bear.
I guess, but I don't understand the rationale behind picking a bear.
You picked it.
I understand I picked it, but I don't understand why I picked it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
nobody
the
understands
consequences
what was happening to you in that episode. So
Yeah.
That's what you get when you talk like this.
Don't you know?
I can understand you finally. God, your accent's been so rough this whole time.
Don't you
All
know,
right.
Neal?
Oh,
This is
God.
how you speak in New
Oh,
Sweden.
yes. By the way, Neal, don't you know? McTacky actually went back and counted all the don't you know throughout the episode.
How many were there?
Hold on. I've got it in my Discord messages.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. We're gonna go to our break, and when we come back, you guys will be arriving in Wicktown Renta. 24. That's it. That's it.
I was surprised it was low, but it was don't you know?
To be fair, he started
I
like
demand
halfway.
a recount. All right. In typical American fashion, we need to recount this stuff because that 24 is too low.
To be fair, you started like halfway
Yeah.
through the episode with that. Oh, not even. Sorry.
All right. We'll be back with Shenanigans in a few minutes. Bye, everyone.